Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The peace and blessings of Allah be on you. Welcome to the Craft Corner. On this program, we'll discuss great ideas and make wonderful projects which with time and practice, you can turn them into great business idea. On today's episode of the Craft Corner, we are making a beautiful wall hanging. Let's get started. This is the project we are making today, wall hanging, and we are using graphic or newspapers around the home or any paper that you have around the home. For this project, I used graphic newspaper or any newspaper at all that you have home, and I used colored paper as well. And as you can see, I have some crystals and beads around. Okay, so let's get started. I am using today the plain sheet, the A4 sheet here. But before we can have our wall hanging ready, we need to determine the size of the wall hanging that you want. I want roughly of this size, okay? So I'm dividing my A4 sheet into two. Now, we are making these straws, okay? And you take your paper like this, you turn to one corner of it. We are trying to roll it into a straw shape. So slowly, you roll it. You make sure that all the size that you are rolling, be it here or here, should be the same, okay? So you try your best to roll. You can decide to add glue. You continue rolling the paper. You make sure that all the sizes from this side to here are the same. You try your best. It might not be possible, but you try your best, okay? So this is it. Very strong. And for you to be able to glue the side, I am using the normal white glue that students use in school, okay? So take a bit of it. Make sure you use a pencil or a pen. Never use your finger to do this job. Okay. So you hold it for a few seconds and you are okay. Now, looking at this frame that we have here, we have four sides, okay? 1, 2, 3, and here. And the inner part, we have 1, 2, 3, and here. So making 4, plus the outer part of it, making 8. And you can see these small bridges from here, from the inner part to the outer part. Okay, so we are making in all 9 straws. So I have here straws already made. Now when you look at it again, the outer frame is bigger than the inner one. Okay, so my outer frame measures 8.5 inches, and the inner frame measures 7 inches. Okay. So right now, what we are trying to do is we are making the outer frame first. Okay. Okay. So if you just join us, this is the Craft Corner, and on today's episode, we are making wall hanging with newspapers or any other paper, be it plain or colored. Okay, with all these flowers and crystals and beads on. So right now we are doing the outer frame first, and for that we use the longer straws that we made out of paper. So we are joining these by using glue. You can use any other glue, but then you want a quick result, so the glue has to be a hot glue gun and glue sticks. You can use the white glue as well, but then you have to hold it for 3 or 4 minutes. You have to be very generous with the glue. You hold it for a few seconds and you are good to go. You can decide to do the inner frame first or the outer frame first, then you join. Either way will be okay. You need not to get the shape, be it a square or rectangle frame that you want, okay? You need not to be perfect, but you try to get your straws of the same size. Now, I would like to do the inner frame. Now, if I use the 7 inches that I made for the inner frame, you can see that it doesn't look nice. So let's divide it into 2, okay? So with our tape measure, we divide that into 2. Then we make it 4. Now let's make it 3 inches. 3 inches will be fine. See, 1. It's going to be a bit difficult because you have glue in here. So right now we're cutting the straw for the inner frame, okay? Now you have them. So you join them with your glue. You have to always use your glue gun whilst in an airy place. Okay, so this is the last one for the inner frame. You hold it for a few seconds, or maybe an hour. Now we need to join the inner frame to the outer frame, okay? So we need to measure the side from this angle to this angle, okay? So you position it the way you want it, then you check with the straws that you have cut whether it will be okay or not. If not, you cut more or you make new ones. So I think we are okay to go now. So we start to glue. you go ahead and glue all the corners. My frame is a bit shaky. I think I have to hold it for a few more seconds for it to dry well. The glue, you have to be very generous, because if you put just a drop of it, it won't be enough to hold it well. Now, with the last one, okay. So you know, with glue gun and glue stick, sometimes it's a bit messy. So you need to be cleaning your work often. Okay, so right now this is what we have. Now you can opt to use here or here, okay? I prefer using here for no reason at all. Now for us to be able to get these flowers, you need to get any paper towel that you want, be it colored or not. I am using these papers, okay, colored. I think they are gift wrappers, but they are papers. So this is almost 2 inches, okay, or this is 5 centimeters. Yes, 5 by 5. So you can decide where you want the flowers to be, then you count that number of times, then you cut it with the papers that you want. For example, I have here 5, 5, 5, 5, so 5 times 4. Then here I have 3, 5, 9. So you count, you just have to count the number of flowers that you want. Then the size, determining the size will determine the size of the paper that you have to cut, okay? So I have cut smaller ones. Now this is how I got my flowers. I fold them into 2, then into 2 again. Then you take the corner here, then you fold it to this corner here where there is an opening here, like this. So you have this closed end and this open end here. We are cutting from this closed end here up this way. So it means we're making a semi-circle up here, okay? So let's try. You need a very sharp scissors to do that. So when you open, this is what I have. So let's get that once again. You fold your paper into 2. It doesn't matter the size of the paper, okay? You fold that again into 2. Now you have one open end and the other one is closed. So you take this edge of the closed one, bring it to the other edge where it's open, like this. Okay? Now the whole idea is to create a curve shape here. So from this end to that end, just for us to see our flower, okay? The petals of the flower. Then you have it. And I am using again these white plastic flowers. I think they are beautiful. Or you can use anything at all that you have around your home, smaller beads, that seed beads, or any other thing at all. Or you can even have that same colored paper, okay, shaped into balls, then glue onto them. And again, I made these flowers here, okay? It's very easy as well. You take a longer sheet, okay? You need not to get the exact measurement. Okay, but mine is about 4 inches. You fold it into 2 like this. Now with the scissors, you cut just about 1 centimeter down. You don't have to cut to the end here. Okay, just to create ruffles or the petals of the flower. Now you start to roll this way. It's something very quick. So with the glue, you're okay. You open it to the shape that you want. You're done. So let's glue our flowers here. I decided to use these ones at the edge here. The other one here. Just hold it and press it down for a few seconds. Do the same thing at the other corner. I have 4 more. I'll come to the inner frame, then glue them here. Hold it for a few seconds. In most of our homes, we have a lot of papers around. So I think you can make few of them out of that. Now we are filling the remaining part of the frame with the big flowers. You make sure that you always have to do that under a fan or in an airy place, because sometimes the glue that we use may be made of chemicals or other stuff that might not be good for us. So you can have your kids to help you with that and have fun. Of course, you have to supervise if they are using the glue or the scissors. Now, so far, that is it. We are going to add a few more of the smaller flowers. So it means that before you can actually have all this done, you need to prepare. You have to have everything cut ready so that after cutting one, you wouldn't go round. So if you just join us, this is the Craft Corner, and you are most welcome. On today's episode, we are making wall hanging made of just papers. Okay, everything that we're using here is paper today. It can be colored, it can be the newspapers, it can be the A4 sheets that you have, it can be colored, okay? Now, as you can see, we are getting close to the end. Now, I think my frame or my hanging looks a bit plain, so I would like to add some beads to it. You can use any bead at all you have around the home, okay? I think we are getting somewhere. You can actually use beads that are of different colors just to contrast it with the color that you have here. But I think this is okay for me. The most difficult aspect of this whole project is the rolling of the papers into straws. But then if you teach your kids, I think they can help you with that. They do the rolling of the straws and you do the gluing, the other difficult aspect of it. Okay? Now you clean it well because of the you adjust or arrange it the way you actually want it. I want the flowers here more opened. So you go ahead and, but you make sure it doesn't come off. But even though if it comes off, you just have to take your glue and glue it back there. So you can actually have different types that you want. Just make any shape of flower that you want, and that will be okay. You have to be very careful with the glue. When very hot, it can stick to your fingers and burn you, so you have to be very careful. You can use the plain white glue as well, okay? But depending on the thickness of the flower, you might hold it down for a minute before it can actually stick. But I think the glue gun is quicker, so I prefer using the glue gun. So for today, this is what we are able to make. Okay? One most important thing is, make it possible for us to hang. I decided to put a piece of ribbon at the back so it will be easy for us to hang it, okay? So you take the piece of ribbon. I've decided to take 2.5 inches. Okay, I think that's okay. You glue the two ends together. So it means that when you hang, this will go on the nail or whatever you have it there to hang on. You come here, the back of it. You make sure that you apply a lot of glue because this will be on a very tiny piece of nail or something up there with the wind blowing, if it's an airy place that you hang this, so that it will be strong enough to hold it or to be able to hang it up there for a longer time. Okay, so as you can see, almost half of the straw up Here I have glued it, so I think it's strong enough. You can use any color of ribbon at all, or rope or thread that you have at home, and of course do it. Okay, so we are going over the items we used to make today's project. We used ribbon. The ribbon I used 2 centimeters, okay, or 1/2 inch ribbon. I used plastic beads. These are the ones that I used. Again, I used white glue in gluing the straws. Okay. I used gift wrapping papers for the flowers. You can use any sheet at all that you have of any color of your choice. I use again the tape measure. Of course, scissors. My favorite tool on the table, the glue gun and the glue sticks. And of course, we used A4 sheets for the project as well. So as I'm saying, so you can have the kids to help you around with the folding of the straw. And if you did not get the folding of the straw again, I'll quickly take you through again. We used a full A4 sheet. You divide that into 2. You can use scissors to do that. From one corner of it, you just try to make this small fold here, okay? So it has to be very small because that will determine how small the straw from the beginning will be. If you make a very big fold like this, that's how it will be. So the fold that you make at the beginning of it really helps you to control the rolling of the straw. Okay. It takes time, so you can have the children at home to help you out. So before you can make this project, you need to have all these items ready or at hand before you can actually start. You wouldn't want to make one straw, get up, go around, look for another paper to make the other straw. It wouldn't be interesting, and you might miss a step. Okay, so when you get to this stage, okay, you roll it, then you start to glue. And with the white glue, please don't use your fingers to do that, okay? You can use anything, a pen or a pencil, okay? And of course, if you have any suggestion, any question or comments you like to give it to us, you can actually send it to info@mtaghana.tv, info@mtaghana.tv, and of course, we'll read them and get back to you. So this is how the straw is. And again, when you finish making the straw, at the ends here, normally are weaker. So you cut that off. So with all this, you need to get enough straws for you to be able to make your outer frame as well as the inner frame and the bridges. Okay, so on today's episode, we learned how to make a wall hanging, okay, with newspapers. And of course, it has been very wonderful being here with you, and wish you to join us next time on the Craft Corner. And again, until we meet again next time, don't forget to make that impact on someone's life. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.